For NJ Advance Media, I'm Connor Hughes. Well, the Jets have reached the break in their 2017 schedule. This week is their bye week, so no game for Gang Green on Sunday, but they do return to action next week against the surging Carolina Panthers. So with the Jets kind of at their little bit of a breather point in their season, we figured we'd sit down here and assess where the team is at this point, both obviously in the present, but also going towards the future. I think when you looked at this Jets team, you know, in OTAs, in minicamp and training camp, you know, I guess there were some people that did root for the playoffs and were hoping for a Super Bowl run because, you know, they're Jet fans and that's what you kind of want. But when you looked at this squad and you figured the realistic expectations you should have for them, the Super Bowl and the playoffs weren't one of them. You know, this Jets team didn't look all that talented in the preseason. They didn't look all that talented in training camp. So you kind of started to, I would assume you would start to mentally prepare yourself for a pretty bad year. So the Jets right now, while their 4-6 record isn't, you know, great by any stretch of the imagination, it is better than what I think a lot of people expected from this team early in the season. And more than anything else, I think the best part about the Jets season thus far is that everything you kind of wanted to see here, you're seeing. You know, you wanted to see a Jets team that maybe didn't win every game and go 7-2 or 7-3 10 weeks in. You wanted to see them compete in every game. You wanted to see them give them 110% effort and everything they have and fight and claw to try to win some games. You're seeing that from this Jets team. You know, yeah, they let some games get away from them. Yeah, they didn't look good against the Buccaneers, but for most part, in every single game, in fact, absent that Buccaneer game and absent that game against the Raiders, the Jets have been in every single game. So that's a big check mark there. Aside from that, you're seeing some legitimate development from some of the younger players on this team. Austin Seferian-Jenkins has taken a giant leap forward. Robbie Anderson has taken a big leap forward. Leonard Williams is starting to find his groove again, at least recently, and develop into the player the Jets wanted, you know, a potential all-pro kind of guy. Darren Lee, massive step forward. So you're seeing good things from the young guys the Jets have invested in recently. You're seeing them start to take those steps forward. Aside from that, the rookies the Jets drafted this year, you're seeing some legitimate positive signs from them. Marcus May and Jamal Adams look like they could be the cornerstone of this franchise on the defensive side of the ball for years to come. You've seen some positive things out of Eli McGuire. Chad Hansen is starting to get going. You know, Ardarius Stewart's probably still a little bit back there on the depth chart and is struggling a little bit. You figure he'll eventually find his way. When you looked at this Jets team realistically and you said, you know what, maybe the playoffs aren't out of the pit, are kind of, you know, not going to happen, you started to want to see things. You wanted to see fight from this team. You wanted to see development from the young players. You wanted to see some good things out of the Jets rookies this year. You've seen all those things. In fact, I think the only thing that you haven't seen this year that maybe a lot of Jet fans wanted to is progress from the young quarterbacks, either Bryce Petty or Christian Hackenberg. But that aside, it's been a pretty positive year for the Jets at this point. I know there's a lot of time left, 6 games, and a lot of this can change. We're sitting here talking about the Jets as a 4-12 football team in 2 months. Obviously, you know, this season didn't go as expected. But, you know, at least at this point, right here, right now, you got to be happy with what you're seeing from this Jets team. You want more? Yes, but you're certainly not displeased with some of the positives that are going right for this team. For NJ Advance Media, I'm Connor Hughes.